Graves, and we're getting ready for week 2 of college football. It's the 2012 Jay Graves Report College Football Weekly Preview, week 2. Now, week 2 shouldn't have too many surprises. The top 10 is pretty easy. Alabama's got Western Kentucky. That shouldn't be a problem. USC has to travel to Syracuse. Syracuse is not Jim Brown's Syracuse, so you shouldn't have any problems there. LSU has to go to Washington. That's a long travel, but at the same time, LSU ought to handle their business, no problem at all. Oregon's got Fresno State, shouldn't be a problem. Oklahoma, ranked 5th, got Florida A&M without the band. If the band would have been able to show up, we may have some problems, at least for 3 minutes. But because the band's suspended, you ought to put a half $100 on them and go to the crib, no problem. Now, number 6, Florida State got Savannah State this weekend. Now, just about 10 minutes ago, Oklahoma State was still scoring touchdowns on Savannah State, bruh. Matter of fact, little Miss Johnson that works in the cafeteria that serves all the food at Oklahoma State scored a touchdown about an hour ago with a hairnet on. Hey, so look here. Florida State, take it easy on Savannah State. These boys can literally give up 200 points in a matter of 2 weeks. Oklahoma State put 84 points on them. And I don't even understand how Savannah State is going to even show up to play because they've given up so many points. It ought to be a law against it at this point. Now, Georgia, number 7, Georgia goes to Mizzou. Now, Mizzou is just going into the SEC, coming out of the Big 12. I think they're about to get baptized on Saturday night because Mizzou couldn't win in the Big 12, bruh. And now you showing up in the SEC. If it were later in the season, I would give Mizzou just a chance because Georgia is Georgia. Mark Richt's Georgia, always underachieved, but I don't think they'll have a problem winning this ball game. Another big ball game I want to talk about is the biggest upset of the weekend. I'm calling it. Your boy is calling it. Florida. The Florida Gators have to travel to Kyle Field and play Texas A&M. Now, Texas A&M may not seem like a whole lot, but if you know anything about Big 12 football and going to Kyle Field on the road, it's one of the hardest places in America to play. It's Kyle Field. They had a 12th man, all kind of crazy rabid fans, and Florida is not Urban Meyer's Florida. Understand that. They look more like Ron Zook Florida at this point. No playmakers on the outside. They struggled last week with Miami or Ohio or whoever they were playing. I'll tell you, they will get upset this weekend, and that's going to start the whole rumblings when it comes to Florida and what they're doing and how they do it. So those are the big games this weekend to look out for. It ought to be fun. Check out your boy on Monday when we do the college football weekly wrap-up for week 2 on Monday. Always get out to JayGravesReport.com. Check out all the hot joints every week, every day I'm writing them. Or you can keep up with me on Twitter at JayGravesReport and holler at your boy.